What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are getting close here to the start of Canada, Czechia, USA Olympic Men's Hockey Day 2. Joining here with you on the call, it is February 12th, 2026. I'm going to try to jump out ahead just a couple minutes of this Peacock coverage so I can go ahead and leave you the starting lineups. So for Czechia and Canada, head coach Radim Rulik. Their starting lineups sound like this. Again, I'll just give you the forward list. So Radek Faksa, Tomas, Hertl, David Camp, Ondrej Kasha, Dominik Kubalik, Marty Necas, Ondrej Palat, David Pastrnak, Lucas Sedlak, Matej Stransky, and David Tomashek, who was the former Edmonton Oiler for a time. Radko, Gudas, Filip, Hronek, Michael Kempny, Thomas Hronek, Jan Rutta, Radim Simnik, David Spacek, and Yuri Turlicek will be on defense. Probably going to be seeing Karel Vejmelka in the goal crease. Lucas Dolstall is a capable backup, and so is Dan Vladar. So plenty of work with for Team Czechia. For Team Canada, again, you're familiar with all the names. Let me go ahead and give you the coach for Canada. That is John Cooper of the Tampa Bay Lightning. This is the first game of Group A. It's Sam Bennett, Macklin, Celebrini, Sidney, Crosby, Brendan Hagel, Bo Horvat, Seth Jarvis, Nathan MacKinnon, Brad Marchand, Mitch Marner, Connor McDavid, Sam Reinhart, Mark Stone, Nick Suzuki, Tom Wilson. I believe Elliot Friedman was reporting that Seth Jarvis is not going to be playing in this game, and then there'll be a couple defensemen that will be out as well. Maybe they'll dress an extra, but I know for sure I don't think Jarvis, number 24, will be in the lineup today. For Canada's defense, Drew Doughty, Thomas Harley, Cale, Makar, Josh Morrissey, Colton Parayko, Travis Sanheim, Shea Theodore, Devon. Their goaltenders will be Jordan Binnington, Darcy Kemper, Logan Thompson. Darcy Kemper already participated in the morning skate. I think his day is done. Probably will see Jordan Binnington as expected, and I would say Karel Vejmelka on the other side for Team Czechia. So I threw this in the YouTube portion of the question. Again, a little bit of the pregame ahead now, but what do you think is going to happen in this game? Do you expect Canada to dominate? Do you think it's going to be a close game but Canada still wins? Or do you think Czechia is going to pull off the upset? Because we saw it the other day in our coverage in between Slovakia and Finland. Slovakia was able to get that 4-1 win in a game which I covered alongside with you guys. And then if you watched after, and I thought it was going to be a slobber knocker between Sweden and Italy, and it actually wasn't. Yes, Sweden was able to pull away in that third period, but the goaltender was standing on his head for Team Sweden, and despite those guys being outshot probably by 50 or 55, it ended up being a game that was a lot closer than expected. So this game with Czechia, there's enough talent here that Canada probably could still rout it late, but I wouldn't expect that right away off the jump. But you guys let me know what you think. We're going to get set here for face-off at Milano Cortina for start of Group A play. Tomas Hertl against Sidney Crosby, and we are underway. Wonder if that's the last time we're going to get to hear Sid's name in the Olympics. So it's just fun to have him back out there. Opportunity out in front of a rolling puck is Makar. Big shot immediately and then punched up into the air. And alongside Mitch Marner, another opportunity for Cale Makar, and it's shoveled to the left side corner. Now Filip Hronek able to get this one out with Simic. Canada's got 3 back. They'll take the long flip in, and that will be a glove save and held, indeed, by Jordan Binnington. 8 wins with St. Louis, just 8. 365 goals against, 864, and a shutout. So his numbers nowhere near what you would expect. But again, on a national stage, we saw that in 4 Nations last year. It was going to be much different. And Lucas Dolstall will be the goaltender of record. So I will make sure I change that in my notes once we get a stoppage. Nathan MacKinnon, as this one's flipped from Colton Parayko, there was a big hit and across center ice. And I wonder if that's going to be an interference call against Canada. We're going to whistle the play down in the neutral zone, so no penalties as he's wrapped around the end boards. Looking for a pass out toward the right side. Canada just wants to funnel pucks to the net now and move it quickly. Good reverse hit there for Nathan MacKinnon as Colton Parayko. Again, once more time, rims it around the end boards. Picked up on the backhand. Here's Nate Dogg. He will work his way on the forehand, gets canceled off. Colton Parayko throws the stick chop out there, and it's a 3-on-2 developing for Czechia, and this will go to the right side of the post, but closed 5-hole by Mr. Binnington. Resume back into the action early in the scoreless first period as Tom Wilson gets ridden off the puck by Spacek. Put back around now. Macklin Celebrini eludes a big hit from Czechia. Celebrini got it, shoots a big save by Dostal as this is pushed in the corner. Celebrini now working his way to the middle of the slot, but able to get this one out now. Siricek and Sedlak battling up with some contact, and Czechia will indeed take the first penalty of the game as Jordan Binnington is going to leave the goal crease for the extra attacker. So Canada's in good standing here with the first 2 minutes expired. Shots on goal are 3-2 in an upcoming Canada power play unless they score. Nathan MacKinnon gets sticked off the puck, and David Pastrnak and company will be going to the box as they had a camera shot of Radek Faksa. It's a holding penalty on Sedlak of Czechia that gives Canada the first power play. But this will go back down the ice. Czechia successfully cleared from 180 feet. As this will go back down the end boards, Michael Kempney was the one that cleared it. Now here's Cale Makar of the Colorado Avalanche as he pivots toward the right side of the boards. Picked up now toward the left dot. Here's a wrister that goes off the outside of the cage. Opportunity for Connor McDavid. The net is off, so they're going to have to start this again. Dostal gets their attention as one of the pegs a little bit loose, about a few inches. Sam Reinhart, Nathan MacKinnon, Sidney Crosby, Connor McDavid, Cale Makar is Canada's first line power play. A lot of Hart trophies, Stanley Cups, double IHF World Championships, all the way across the board. Again, Eddie Olczyk made the mention of it. I don't need to, but we're going to do it anyway. No Leon Draisaitl as he's part of Team Germany on the Edmonton typical power play, but there's so much offense here for Canada. And you got Connor McDavid on the right wing. He's not taking the draw. Sidney Crosby lost it, but this is kept in and then put toward 87. Sid down to the right side. He goes right back. What a play from McDavid off the setup, and this goes into the glove hand of Dostal anyway. That was a good first opportunity in this game. Cale Makar, now to Connor McDavid. Sidney Crosby on the left side red line. McDavid on the right dot. McDavid surveys, pass in the middle. Good save, Dostal close the 5-hole. And throw this one down the ice. Already 3 high-quality saves for the Anaheim Duck. Lucas Dostal. Cale Makar sends it back to Nathan MacKinnon. So much easier enough to continue to look at the rosters here when you know all the players. It's Connor McDavid. Now for MacKinnon. They will pivot from the left side dot. Leave it for MacKinnon on the right. He'll crisscross. Cale Makar, high slot. They collected now. MacKinnon lets it go. Dostal saves it and then brushed in the corner. We'll see. That's cleared up and out of play at 16:30. We'll stay in the D zone. Marner and Celebrini part of that second power play. Celebrini bomb, and that one misses the net. Number 17 with a wicked shot as this goes back away from Celebrini. Again, you think so early in his career, getting Olympic time in Canada, but Macklin's been that good. He's in the Hart conversation, no doubt. Opportunity, Marner tries to carry it across, and Czechia got Stone out there across the right wing. He was wide open as one of the Czechian players fell down. Here's a wrister from Theodore, and that one fought off by Delstall. This is flipped back down the ice. Penalty has expired. We're still scoreless. Shots are 6-2. Czechia with it now. Spot check. Put it around the corner. Tomas Hertl trying to provide a screen in front. This will go back to spot check. Flex it in between his skates. Moving around the left side. Good hit against Canada. Back in behind the net. Czechia is still with it, and they're all red jerseys. Spot check from the point. This gets deflected before it ever hit Jordan Binnington. About 5 minutes have expired from the first frame. Pasta was out there. Hertl steals, and this goes back to Marty Natchez off the bumper for the Boston Bruins. Pasta. He gets knocked off the puck. It took 3 Canadian players, and Brad Marchand punched this one in the corner. Off the back skate, Czechia collects in neutral, and they'll have to send this one down deep to keep puck possession. Shots are 6-2. Pass up the gut did not gain the red line, so Czechia cannot change. It'll be a D-zone draw. Opportunity now on the left side. Tomasek gets bowled over. Canada now trying to escape out of their own zone. Drew Doughty helping to lead the rush as this is punched in the corner. Brad Marchand line out there now. Doughty rims it around. On the right side red line, Czechia trying to keep Hagel to the outside. Here's a spin and turn for Marchand. Punching in the corner now. Here for the Toronto Maple Leafs are able to actually root for Brad Marchand on Team Canada. Here's a long chance. Kind of wonder how that feels from time to time. Maybe the same thing for me for Austin Matthews. As this is lifted up in the air, Bennett runs into Dolstall, and this one goes off the glass again at 14:06. Czechia having a tough time actually getting that 1,000-pound weight of the vulcanized rubber. At least 4 clears. Canada being able to come at Czechia in waves now with the players that they have and make life difficult early. This feels like the opening of the game yesterday between Finland and Slovakia, but Slovakia scored the first goal. Let's see what happens here. 6 minutes have expired. Shot forward is 6-2, and Czechia has iced it one more time right at 14 minutes. Appreciate you guys joining in. Radek Faksa, former Dallas Star, will go ahead and take this draw. We got Stone out there with there. Sidney Crosby will pick that up for Canada, and Cale Makar's pass goes out into the neutral zone with Devon Toews. You got that pair reunited again. You got Nathan MacKinnon on the same team as Devon Toews. Loses the puck. He gets stick lifted. If they could throw it at the net, Czechia could have something. As this is punched in and around the end boards, Faksa had to curl away from him. Stone will pick it up. And now Mitch Marner is pushed into the corner. Colton Parayko, St. Louis Blues. He's got a cannon of a shot. Puts it in behind the inboards again. Here's a half spin for Connor McDavid, but he lost the puck. Czechia now will rush toward the net and look for a rebound for Ondrej Palat, but Jordan Binnington will hold on to it. And we'll get an ozone drop for the Czechs. We'll take a break. Still scoreless.
People watch out for each other. Just watch each other. I've been watching YouTube. Let's go. Everyone's hiding something. flare-ups. Nucala is a once-monthly add-on injection for uncontrolled COPD with a specific marker of inflammation.
So we do have one scoring update. I believe the Switzerland-France game, because that was 6:10 a.m. Eastern, has gone final. Switzerland won that game 4-0.
Asked about Nucala.
Sidney Crosby and Rutta have won 2 gold medals. 2010 in Vancouver, 2014 in Sochi. The last 2 times the NHL players participated in the Winter Olympics.
I'll update that in a second once we get more time. We're going to get back into play-by-play here. But a 4-0 win for Switzerland over France. We're scoreless here. We're going to be coming back from break for Czechia and Canada. It'll be an ozone draw. Tomas Hertl, the Vegas Golden Knights, against Connor McDavid. Hertl will win this one. Here is Semic. We'll throw this back in behind the inboards now. Left side red line. Czechia spins. It's Pastrnak. Josh Morrissey in his grill. Pasta try to get this toward the left side dot. It's still loose now as Marty Necas with a couple of stick chops. This goes out the zone to Filip Hronek. Hronek will crisscross. Good work there from Necas off the return, and Jordan Binnington will catch that one in the trapper right at 12:49. Shots on goal are 6-3 Canada, but Czechia's got a second consecutive ozone draw. Shot deflected off the draw, and it was stopped by Binnington's stick. 12:40 left to go in the first round. We're with you on a solo call from Lana Cortina. This is the beginning of Group A, Day 2 of the tournament. And this is a good save again for Dostal. Able to get a chance toward the right of the slot for the Canadians. Let me go ahead and get you a number on that. Just in case, as that was Nick Suzuki. That was the one that let it go. Sean Cooper again, and Pete DeBoer will be the assistant coach, the former Dallas Star. You got Bruce Cassidy on that same coaching staff as well. So best of the best there for Canada. And again, I think everything is expected of them for the gold medal. That's why they're a favorite. I think it was plus 140, USA plus 180. And then we'll see what happens with the rest of the group. I really can't call a third yet, especially after what Slovakia just did yesterday. Long shot, scores, but they are going to wave something off. I wanted to make sure first I didn't go ahead and get ahead of myself. I saw the referee blow a whistle before that shot let go, and I'm not sure why. Let's see if we can get a call here, and I can give you a clarification. Canada minor penalty for tripping was called before the puck went in the net. So Nick Suzuki is going to go to the box, and we'll see what Eddie Olczyk. We're going to take another look at it. So Binnington throws the pass out. They start from their own end. And where's the trip? Where is the trip? Nick Suzuki gets his stick tingled up against Jan Rutta. That's a soft call, I think. Probably the right one. I'm saying that as a U.S. fan, but still. Now a chance off the rush. Here's Reinhart. Is that saved by Dostal? But that negates a goal. Canada would have won up 1-0. Nick Suzuki going to be in the box. This is Czechia now. Marty Necas, the pasta, was on his back skate on a 1-on-4 for whatever reason. As this is recollected by Rutta. And the high slot now for Hronek. Slap shot, pasta blocked. And this one goes back down the ice. Canada thought they scored the opening goal of the game, and so did I. 11:35 left to go in the first, but it wasn't an emphatic call. I had to prepare myself. As this goes to the left side red line off the drop. Czechia's got entry in the O-zone on their first power play. Good pass. Up the gut. This is bouncing. Binnington makes the save. As it goes back to the right side high slot. Pasta near the left dot, but Necas lost the puck. As this goes back to Lucas Stolstol. 55 seconds left to go. And Czechia's first power play. Marty Necas is the last man back. This goes to Pasta now. We'll throw it up the gut. Necas almost ran into his man. He's got to get better spacing here. This is rimmed around the inboards. Good reverse hit there. Spot check, try to keep it alive. And then the left side down across the right bumper will be flipped back down. 30 seconds left to go on the man advantage for the Czechs. We're almost first 10 minutes expired here. John, we're here with you on a solo call, watching this one on Peacock. As it's Pasta. Now for Cisneric on the left side boards. Cisneric now tries to pick this one back up as is Tomas Nosek. Or I should say David Spacek will send that one back and around the end boards as I'm all over myself. Picked up now Spacek. We'll flip this one back down. As it goes to Dominik Kubalik. And push this one ahead now. Power play has expired. Kempney. He's got this one for Czechia. Switch ends from the left to right side of the dot. So as they get set to break out. Left side entry. Put in around the inboards. Now we're officially halfway through this first period. Shot board is 8-6. Still scoreless. Tom Wilson of the Capitals will send this one in. Here's a spin and turn. Good hit. And near the right side boards, frees up the puck. Morrissey try to get this one up the gut. Canada now will chase. Macklin Celebrini with a soft chip as he's sent back around now. Here for David Kemp. Kemp will rim this one around. Picked up now to the right side boards for Czechia for a moment. Connor McDavid gets bodied down to the puck. And now directly behind Binnington's net, here's a no-look backhand for Tomas Hertl. And this will be saved by Binnington.
9:21 remaining in a first period in Lamont.
Asthma was making me miss out on things I love, like spending time with my kids. My treatment plan was not doing enough for me. I was concerned about future attacks. So I asked my doctor if we could do more. He ran some tests and recommended adding Pastrnak.
Pastrnak is an add-on treatment for eosinophilic asthma.
Now I'm breathing better. I haven't had an asthma attack in a year, and I'm back to the things I've missed. Like cheering for my boys. Running my shop and spending time with friends.
Pastrnak is not for sudden breathing problems. Serious allergic reactions, including anaphylaxis, may occur. Get help right away for swelling of your face, mouth, tongue, or trouble breathing. Don't stop asthma treatments, including oral steroids, without talking with your doctor. Tell your doctor if your asthma worsens or you have parasitic infection. Headache and sore throat may occur.
Haven't you missed enough? Be your own best advocate. Ask your doctor about Pastrnak.
If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
The deepest USA team we've seen in a really long time.
It's all about getting up at 6 to 1. We're all that mindset of go over nothing.
It's a great night of hockey in front of us. The United States men will take the ice here at Palat for the first time later today. It's at the Julian Arena up against Latvia.
Also going to be on the air of USA Network and Peacock will be USA Latvia at 3:10. I probably will watch a little bit of that before I have to take care of some other duties later today, but we'll get you this complete coverage and the game story. And then I think again on Friday, we'll get an opportunity to watch Team USA. That will be a viewing day for me because I got to rest and recover for Voyager Sharks. As MacKinnon will clear this one out. Brendan Hagel will flip from the opposite dot. Cale Makar will start again in that same spot in the left circle. Cale is on the carry with Devon Toews. Toews will put this around the end boards now. Picked up here, Hagel, as Simic knocked him off the puck. Canada's got it. Toews shoots. That's deflected off the stick of Dostal. 8:45 left to go, and the first shot board reads 8-7. Canada ahead of that, but we are still scoreless. As this one's flipped back down, did not gain the red. Nature's tried to hustle, but it'll be a Canada ozone draw here upcoming. The left side circle draw here. Canada wins it. Last time we got the overhead in the first period of yesterday's game, the team scored, and that was Slovakia. Canada's got the overhead look now. They'll go back to the normal style. As it's sent back down, Siemens now for Pastrnak. As this is intercepted. This is spot check right there, but Dostal elects to hold. Probably not a bad idea. Again, Lucas Dostal is, I think, every bit as capable. I asked Cooper Hopkins before, probably about a month and a half ago, when we last linked up in on a game, whether or not he is a franchise-capable netminder. And I think the 25-year-old really is. He's going to get a chance to get the layman's work today. Now, you do have Karel Vejmelka as well. If you have to ask yourself in between Vejmelka and Vidar, is that a better tandem? It won't matter because of the offense and defense that Canada can bring, but I think the answer is probably yes, as this is toward the right side dot. Although Binnington has shown himself to be a big game goaltender, just like he was in St. Louis when they won the Cup in the Four Nations last year, especially against the U.S. As this is flipped back down the ice, Canada did not gain the red this time around. And it's 7:44 left in the first, being ozone draw for the Czechs. It's the third Winter Olympics for the 38-year-old, number 87, Sidney Crosby. Sidlack wins another draw. As this is set back in behind the inboards again one more time for Czechia. That was spot check. And picked back up now. Doughty gets knocked down to one knee. And Canada will take the long flip across the right side wing. Czechia now turns it over a little bit too quickly in the O zone and played in off the back pass for Canada. Start this again for Thomas Harley, member of the Dallas Stars. You got that big contract. Hasn't played that well this year. Dallas, I think, a little bit top heavy this year, but again, still doing fine in the Central when everybody was cascading in points in between the Minnesota Wild Stars and the Avs, who were the best team in the NHL for a long time. I believe still are. As Connor McDavid tried to take on three players, he gets dispossessed of the puck, but this is in Canada's offensive end as Celebrini tried to find McDavid. And picked up on the backhand now. Hronek eludes a hit off the spin. Picked up now for Theodore. A couple of Canada players run into each other and attempt to go to the bench. You don't want to get too many men on the ice. And this is opportunity now for Dostal to go ahead and stop the puck. Good reverse hit again for Canada. And a good physical first period. 6:20 left to go in it. Shot board still 8-7. Here's a press now for Czechia, but losing the puck. And Reinhart now will get this one ahead. Brad Marchand, open seam. Rister missed the net. My goodness. Didn't even have Dostal on the net. Here's a passing play out in front. Dostal going to get back to his feet. We'll see if Canada notices that in time, and they couldn't get the shot off quickly enough that one of the defensemen have to collect it off a skate. That was Devon Toews. And now an opportunity here for Czechia. Off the rush, backhand for Marty Necas. And that was saved by Binnington. Necas with it and behind the net. The Pasta, good sauce pass. And this is broken up by Cale Makar. Flip back down the ice now. Kempney settle it down here for Czechs. 5:35 left to go in the opening frame. Still waiting for the first goal, but Czechia certainly seems game for this early. Again, a lot of these teams in the Olympics, they're talented. You know that for sure. This is opportunity knocked away from Hagel. Flip back into the D zone of Canada. Colton Parayko got some work to do. Takes a hit from David Camp. Canada was able to get it out. Now Nate Dogg off the 1-on-2. He will pivot, make a pass that bounces off the right side boards, and the chance hits the outside of the net for Canada. That was Thomas Harley. in mind of number 20. I'll get that knocked down. 5 minutes left to go. Here's a drop now from Nick Suzuki to Nathan MacKinnon as it's put around the inboards one more time. Czechia successfully gets it out. Here's a flip. Sedlak, he will make a move in between his legs, so buy some time near the right side red line. Drew Doughty in his grill. Harley trying to get it loose. Sedlak, excellent work. Suzuki, it takes a third player. And Czechia, Thomas Harley now, still trying to get this one out. There's a couple of stick chops still being battled for. Doughty trying to cut off the angle. Is going to go back to Harley. Good Czechia press here. Shot board is 9-9. Still scoreless here in the beginning of Group A play today on a Thursday. As this is flipped. Sidney Crosby now. Try to go ahead and find a way from spot check. Mitch Marner trying to throw it back out to Sid near the right dot. Toews, settle it down. Here is Makar. Walks in, shoots Ripper. Big save. It's loose out in front of the crease. And this is bounced off of a couple of skate blades, but Czechia is successfully able to get it to neutral. Changing on the fly for John Cooper's squad as Cale Makar throws it in on the rim around. 10-9 on the shot board. Good play here for Canada. Tom Wilson, as this is slowly put behind the right side dot. Wilson picks it up on his backhand. The righty will send it in deep. And off the drop pass for Connor McDavid to Celebrini. Goes back to Macklin, does Connor. Macklin's got it now, number 17. He's on the right side of the bumper. Here to Connor. Tom Wilson surveying. And behind the net of Lucas Dolstall. Near the left side, dot and out. Can't be held in by Josh Morrissey, the Winnipeg Jets. And then offsides are the Canadians. Celebrini going to get into it a little bit with Kempney. I would say Kempney to Celebrini more so than that. And the refs have to celebrate. You got Radko, Gudas, and a couple other bad boys there alongside Czechia that won't be afraid to make things rough. Canada's not going to be intimidated by that, though, whatsoever. We'll step aside for a moment. We're still scoreless.
Captain Sidney Crosby. Now getting three-time Olympian, three-time Stanley Cup champion. With the golden goal, 2010 against Ryan Miller and Team USA. His game in Pittsburgh in a playoff position. The first-year head coach Dan Hughes, as I mentioned earlier, the top 20 scorers this year, and there was 21st season in the National Hockey League. And Bush overall, from at least up top, I'm not sure what you're seeing down at ice level. It looks like to me that Canada is looked at Filip Hronek as being a real integral part of Czechia. Every time he is on the ice or he gets near the puck, there is a stick or a body on him, as he drives a lot, obviously, of what Czechia does. Oh, no doubt.
Waiting for a little bit of an ice scrapage. Stone out there talking with Crosby and Logan Thompson and on the bench. The profile on Filip Hronek was that old Czech saying every time he gets the puck, Canada trying to throw a stick blade his way, an extra hit, trying to sap that energy to stop the play driving here for Czechia. Again, Filip Hronek is somebody that I would still like on the Red Wings if he were available at one point, but I don't think that was going to be the case for Steve Yzerman to spend that kind of money. That's why he got shipped out in the first place, but you did get that trade for Alex DeBrincat, who's not playing for the United States, or Robo at the same time for that matter as well. This will be a center ice draw. Sam Bennett was not supposed to be on the roster, but again, injury call-ups had designated to put Bennett back in there. And again, I think that's probably the right decision, to be honest with you. He's a big game player. 3 minutes left to go in the first. Here's an opportunity as Harley sent this one off the glass. Good opportunity to get a hit, but Brad Marchand able to stay on his feet from the shoulder check. As Pasta has to get around Bennett. He will just put this toward the right side bumper. And now Bennett and Marchand, you got a couple of Florida Panthers out there. To the right side. We saw a couple yesterday with E2 Lusterinen and Anton Lundell, as Finland couldn't get the victory over Slovakia. Pastrnak We'll back up and let everybody take a change here before this gets sent back down the inboards from David Kemp. Kemp with a soft chasing around the inboards. Good hit. There's able to keep this one in the O zone now. That's Pasta off the wrap, and Binnington cancels that off. He's got to get his stick blade back. That's some help for Canada there, as it's 2 minutes left to go in the first, and the Canadians have iced the puck.
For some people that may not know the different rules in Olympic hockey than the National Hockey League, and also roster size 48, you're allowed to dress 20 skaters at the Olympics. So there, most teams so far have dressed 1 extra defenseman and 1 extra forward. So meaning 13 forwards dressed and 7 defensemen. At least for Team Canada, the extras have been Shea Theodore and Sam Bennett for Team Canada, and both of those guys have gotten some quality minutes here as far as some reps, where we saw a game yesterday where there was a situation for Team Sweden where you had a player dressed and Oliver back to Mars and didn't get shipped, and Philip Forsberg and actually
Nathan MacKinnon can't win the draw, and Czechia has got an opportunity here in the O zone. There is Kepney with a chance. Binnington was down. He's got it underneath him. And the reverse, Thomas Harley with a little bit of help there. But Czechia with a preeminent opportunity to score with David Kemp, and Binnington comes up large. His best save of the game so far. That one through a screen, but Nathan MacKinnon, Harley, and Toews were there to clean up any rebounds when Binnington was out of position. He made the first save. If that puck was loose enough, he would have not been able to make the second. So it looks like, I believe, Suzuki going to get set to take this one now. Shot board even at 10 apiece. $1:53 left to go in this Group A game, the second of the day. Here is a one-timer. Another one. Binnington closes off the 5-hole a couple times. As this is flipped back down the inboards now. Czechia looking dangerous in this final 90 seconds thereabouts. Canada push it off the glass. Suzuki with a look as they flip ends. Here now for Kepney on the defensive side. Czechia has looked pretty good in this first period. I'd say this game was a lot closer from the first period than Slovakia-Finland was. Finland was all over them, but Slovakia scored first with Juraj Slafkovsky. They had 2 goals and an assist. As this is intentionally wide in the left side corner. And this is intercepted one more time. Sidney Crosby. Slap shot behind the inboards for the Vegas Golden Knight, Mark Stone. Spot check will kick it ahead. And we're down to the final 60 seconds of the opening stanza. Still waiting on the game's first goal. Here is Morrissey of the Jets. That'll be a soft gain of the left side red line. Could have been an icing. And Sidney Crosby will recollect the Stone. Puts this back around Crosby. Beautiful puck protect. Left side dot. Theodore sends it across for Doughty. Crosby surveying. One-timer there for Marner. Misses the net. As Marty Necas start this one again for spot check. Long outstretched pass. It's Hertl. And that is a good back check for Drew Doughty. Able to cancel that off. Pasta. No look backhand. Tip play. That one goes wide of the right post. Canada able to escape. And a race for the puck will negate the icing. Connor McDavid gets there first. Down to 10 seconds. Canada got to get a shot off quickly. And they score! Connor McDavid sets it up. He wins the puck chase. And Canada scores. Just inside 5 seconds left to go. I think it's Macklin Celebrini, but Connor McDavid was the one that made the play. It was a long sail clear. 97 gets there first. He beats out the icing to Lucas Dolstall, who's forced to play. And a long shot from deep beats him. And Canada has the opening goal of the game. Celebrini with the tip. He scores it, and he's got the first one for Canada. What a play for Macklin Celebrini, but Connor McDavid just to be able to get that one there. And what a thrill it's got to be for Macklin to score the first goal for Canada. That's why he's here. Everybody knows that. I'm saying that as a U.S. fan. He's more than capable of being on this team and being productive. Once you know it, he scores the first goal of the game. David Kemp, as this one is one at center ice, but it is over for the first period. Macklin Celebrini from Makar and McDavid. And that is how we end the first 20. It was pretty even nonetheless. Canada could have got a second goal if not for a tripping penalty on Nick Suzuki. But after 20, it's 1-0 for the Canadian Leafs. We'll see you here in a little bit for the second period. What a thrill that is for Macklin. I'm happy for him, even as a U.S. fan. Just to see him get some time and dominate and deserve to be on the roster, and then he goes ahead and makes it happen. That's pretty awesome.
Big news, America. Gobi now comes in a pill. So it goes for the DC. You lose weight and keep it off along with diet and exercise. Yeah, thank you.
Let me mark this down as far as the goal reset that we finally got one. And then I will get you the updates here after the first. So Macklin, Celebrini from Cale, Makar, and Connor McDavid. That's your first goal of the game. So let's give you the shots on goal. I got the notes typed up here. Shots on goal are 11 apiece. Both teams went 0 for 1 on the power play. And face-offs, they don't track hits here on the live sport box, and ESPN doesn't track any of that stuff in the Olympics. Face-offs are 12-11 for Czechia. So first period reset here for you. Canada power play. Play for McDavid and Crosby that was denied from the right post by Lucas Dolstall. The movement from Makar and MacKinnon was very quick, and Dolstall had to make 3 saves early. Czechia has been having a hard time, and I'm saying this at the beginning of the game, clearing the puck out of their zone, able to chip it off the glass, barely get away. Nick Suzuki gets called for a tripping penalty, which negates a wrist shot goal for Canada. Czechia then got turned away on their power play. Hertl didn't score on the backhand. Things got pushy against Celebrini and Kempney. Kempney trying to stir the ire. Czechia doesn't score underneath 90 seconds as Binnington makes a diving save, but a long shot and clear with 5 seconds left as Connor McDavid beats the icing, sets up a tip by Celebrini from Makar. Shots on goal tied at 11. Both teams 0 for 1 on the power play. Faceoffs 12-11 Czechia. But this game is a whole hell of a lot closer on the stats-wise side of it than we had yesterday in between Finland and Slovakia. Again, Slovakia got the 4-1 win. They had to kind of survive that first period because their goaltender was so exceptional. Binnington's already tracking that same way. Again, big game netminder that he's always been. But Czechia has played Canada pound for pound. That last one hurts. We'll see if they can respond here in this next set of 20 minutes. As I said in the open, I didn't think Canada is going to pull away, especially early. We'll see if it gets to the third period, how close the game will be. Czechia did not play poorly at all after that first set of 20. So I'm going to be excited to see for what's to come. Hell, yesterday's game was exceptional. So I don't think we're going to do much better than Finland, Slovakia, Czechia, Canada in the first 2 days. And then I have my Sharks assignment for the Voyagers and Sharks at Lakeland in the Red Rink at 5:30. And then once we get, just for anyone that's listening in from this intermission, for Tuesday, February 17th, that begins first qualification playoffs because I got to do my story right up on Sunday. So I'm not going to be able to cover any of those games, but Sunday will be Canada, France, Denmark, Latvia, USA, Germany. USA, Germany might be the biggest one, you would have to think. But maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday will be the days I'll be thinking about working. And if Wednesday comes up to plans, then we'll have to see, maybe pivot, but it'll at least be Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday of next week. Going to try to get the quarterfinal matchup in, but I might have some family plans I have to be able to take care of and some things to do, but we'll see. At least 3 games next week. So start with playoff qualifications, and then at least semifinals on Friday and a gold medal round on Sunday. Hopefully joined by Alec Nava, but that Sunday game is going to be the earliest one of all. That's going to challenge me because it's 10 a.m. Eastern. But I think after that, we'll be taking a long sleep at that point to try to recover. At least for the following week, I don't have any Sharks duties, so able to keep that one squared away. I mean, we could say skip that and then do the third place game and then the gold medal game for Saturday and Sunday, but I think we'll cover a semifinal and then a gold. That sounds good to me. I'll be right back. Oh, man. All right, let me get the reset here in the comment box before I forget, and then we'll start the second period.
And you made a great pickup right after the goal was scored by Canada on the ensuing faceoff. Yeah, we're going to go to the telestrator, and what's the faceoff right now?
We're going to get set here now in a moment for the start of the second period. So Eddie Olczyk is going to profile this play. Bo Horvat wins the draw against Kemp.
A left-handed stick. This is Ondrej Palat of Czechia. The right-handed stick in here is Tom Wilson's stick. Watch what ends up happening with Wilson's stick, which is the one that's closest to Canada. It'll swing up, and it'll catch Horvat in the face, and then Palat's stick comes. I don't know if he ever makes contact, but certainly Horvat took the stick to the face. Team Canada wanted a penalty. I don't know if we can get a good look at more Horvat on that bench, but I would imagine he got some medical attention. Maybe he's got some Olympic stitches.
So Bo Horvat appeared to have taken a stick in the face. 4 seconds left in the first. That's why they had that camera shot at the end that we weren't aware of at the time for Nathan MacKinnon Probably should have been a call there for Canada on the power play, but they do get the first goal, as we said, at the end of it from Macklin Celebrini off the tip from Cale Makar. Connor McDavid started that play. We're underway now. Czechia in their defensive zone in the all red, trying to go right to left. Canada in the mix of the white jerseys and black pants. Here's an opportunity off the backhand. What a skate through from Mitch Marner. And Crosby tried to throw this one back at the point, but nonetheless, it'll go down the ice. Canada will be going right to left. Czech will be going left to right in this frame. Hagel with a reach. He can't find it now. Radko Gudas will try to get this one out. This is flipped a couple times. Hagel providing the forecheck now. And will be sent back down. Have to relieve the pressure. Jordan Binnington will come out of the goal crease to play it confidently. But it's intercepted by Czechia. Thrown down deep again. Nick Suzuki on the off wing in case that comes there. On the left side point, going to get back on defense now. Shot gets deflected. Suzuki now tries to use some body contact to pry the puck loose. Line and slap it in, does John Cooper's squad. Run back in behind the end boards for Lucas Dolstall. Again, both goaltenders were excellent. Dolstall 11 and 12, all 11 saves for Binnington right now. Picked up from McDavid. And from the left side red line, Dolstall off the spin around. Thomas Wilson try to get a steal. As he's settled back down now, Wilson pick it up. And off the half spin. Recollected by McDavid. It's loose on in front. Now one stick to side with the Czechian defense. They're doing open right side wing. And then chick back down deep by David Tomasek, the former Oiler. Harley, he's got it. Little survey. Pushes one ahead for Celebrini. Out the rush with Connor McDavid. Here's a short side wrister. And that'll be canceled off by Dolstall. Back to Connor near the right dot. Canada now. Shot out of a cannon here from the start of the second. That's what we're noticing is just the speed elements. More so than we saw yesterday from Slovakia and Finland. Although that was very high octane play. It's just the straight line speed that you can have for some of these top end guys I think is unmatched. Chance from the point goes wide by Simension. Binnington was able to see it. Now he makes a save near the left side of his pad, and this is flipped towards Celebrini. Played back to him now. Good outlet pass from Macklin. As Horvat is the one that's ridden into the wall, he dumps his man down as well. And now Czechia will play this one in the left side boards. Here is Simic. Throw this back down deep to the left side red line. And Czechia looks to escape their own zone, but they cannot. They've iced it inside the first 3 minutes of the middle frame. Bo Horvat looks like he's got a little bit of a stitch side of it on the, I want to say, left side of the eye, if I have that right from the camera shot. Again, he's got the cut. That's what MacKinnon was talking about. I didn't see the cut. I saw McKinnon's reaction. But they got that one freeze-dried up a little bit and then stitched up. So Bo Horvat, no problem. He is back out on the ice, but that should have definitely been a penalty. But again, both teams 0 for 1 on that purpose. As this goes up and on play, Canada's got the only goal. Macklin Celebrini from Cale Makar and Connor McDavid. That was with 5 seconds left to go in the first. Refs are going to dictate where they want this one. Sidney Crosby lined back out there with Mitch Marner. As John Cooper looks up with Rick Tocchet and Bruce Cassidy and their coaching staff, and Pete DeBoer. So the best of the best of the best. We say that as many times as we can, Milano Cortina. This is the beginning of Group A play. This is the second game of the day. Joining here with you on a solo call for Czechia and Canada. Going to be back here with you for the first couple of days. Marty Necas, the pasta. Drop it to Marty near the right dot. He lofted it to Pasta on the other side. Don't throw it back to the point. Just kept in. As this one goes D to D. Tip Gudas. Chance. Good save Binnington as Necas got canceled off. My goodness, what a stop that was for Jordan Binnington. As David Pastrnak try to hold this one in. Canada gets it out. Here's Stone. Crosby with them on the left wing. This is partially deflected. Doesn't reach 87. And sent back around the end boards one more time. But 4 minutes have expired from the second frame. It's still 1-0. And a good clear. It's going to be a race for it now. We'll see who gets there first. Devon Toews gets stick lifted by Pasta. And then a nice play for MacKinnon on his backhand. What a collect. It's Suzuki off the left side rush. MacKinnon, he'll just flip ends of the ice looking for Brandon Hagel. Sedlak had to steal for a moment. Shea Theodore, he helps cancel off the puck there, as picked up now for Colton Parayko. It's bouncing. After running around the inboards now, slowed down for Dostal. Take a hit beyond the bench. Dostal makes a save, and then the puck goes up and out of play. Shot board actually 16-12 for the Czechs. Hits. Profile in there is a reverse hit for Nathan MacKinnon. Always love those with the unstoppable, but when it's cheese in NHL 26, you don't like it. David Camp and Doughty. Doughty finishes it off there. Fox, who takes a look from Theodore. Bennett and on Simonemich. Canada trying to throw as many hits as they can. Again, this Olympic ice is a little bit smaller than the NHL portion of it. You figure there's going to be more hits, and that's what we're seeing. But the play's still very good. Colton Parayko in the left side corner as he missed the net. 10 shifts for David Pastrnak, who was profiled. Theodore, this one tipped. It's saved by Dostal. He's going to get back in the goal crease. Now on the left side point, sticked away. Shea Theodore will take this one from end to end and then send it down the ice. As this will be flipped back to the left side boards. It's loose out in front. Macklin Celebrini had a bid for his second. That was saved by the left pad of Dostal from the dot. Macklin Celebrini gets this one back high slot. Rister, what a stop by Dostal. It's loose and kept in. Theodore now here for Harley as this gets sent back around. Dostal with 3 sparkling saves in the second. Canada too careful not to get too many men. Slap pass put it on the right side red line. Czechia cannot get the puck out. Harley shoots. It's deflected. Finally rolling with the extra effort. Brad Marchand carries it in. He subsequently turns it over. Here's a race for it the other way for Czechia and Roman Cervenka. Cervenka now try to throw this one back to the point. And this will be settled back down for David Spacek. Spacek now play this off the inboards, trying to look for Jan Rutta, and offsides go the Czechs at 14:03. But Lucas Dostal, make sure I mark that on my notes. 3 sparkling saves, including 1 on Celebrini. Again, Macklin Celebrini, just 19 years of age, as he was being profiled or just being robbed by Dostal. That was a good tip play for Theodore. Toews, Makar. This one goes in the left side bumper. Crosby recollects, and this will go back to Devon Toews. They'll flip ends for Makar. Touch pass there. That was a pretty good one in the long side. Here's Marner, walks in. He scores! Mitch Marner! That might have been a leave-off there near the left side of the post. He had to leap his man to get the play across. We'll see if Czechia wants to challenge for goaltender interference, but Mitch Marner drove the bus near the left side post, and Canada's got a 2-0 lead. I think this one is going to be Crosby on the goal, Marner with the primary. So Marner on the left side, yep, he left it there for Stone. He said Crosby. Now that's Mark Stone. That's 61, boss. And the old chick going to get his eyes checked. That was back from Marner to Stone. I was trying to see that had to be a leave off because Marner had to jump his man. He did. Mark Stone scores it from Marner and Crosby. Crosby going to get the secondary, not the primary. We'll take a break. It's 2-0 Canadians.
one of our new tequila lemonades. It's the new spicy flavor, only from Binnington.
So 6 minutes have expired.
Best time, all the time. Come seek the Royal Caribbean.
Choose to get out there. All electric for short trips, fuel for longer journeys, and the 3-row Mazda CX-90 plug-in hybrid.
Wake up.
Back from Celebrini. So the first goal for Canada. 5 seconds of period 1. The leader out on the shot from Makar. Leading Lucas goes stall. Looking. 38-year-old Sidney Crosby on the left and 19-year-old Macklin Celebrini on the right. Good up and down the cast.
Well, he's learning from one of the best of all time, that's for sure. The Sharks' 19-year-old star, Liz, 10th Olympic gold medalist, and Hockey Hall of Famer Joe Thornton in the San Jose area. Thornton retired in 2023 as the Sharks' all-time leader in assists, and Celebrini describes the living situation as the
Nathan MacKinnon going to get set to take it against Radek Foxa. Foxa wins the draw and then quickly played to the neutral zone by those stalls and went all the way back to him. Shot board 16-15 for Czechia, but they're down 2-0 against Canada here. They really got to get the next goal. They have not played poorly. Again, you can talk about it in the way that we did yesterday between Hertl, who was excellent in that game that we covered for Slovakia and Finland, but they're not getting that type of goaltending yet against Lucas Dolstall. Yes, he's made some excellent saves, but it's just not been timely enough right now. And if Canada gets this next one, this game could be done. I don't think Czechia is going to come back 3-0. Here's a wrister up high, and now it's collected near the right side of the glass and behind the net. This goes back to the point, but Devon is going to go on his back check as pasta was in his grill. Turn back around now for Marty Necas. And Canada's got a 2-on-1. Hagel open, gets it, backhand. Oh, what a stop there. Now Dolstall makes a great effort. Now I can put foot in insert mouth as this goes to the right side and then up and out of play. I wanted an extra save. Well, that one counts. It should have been 3-0 now. But Dolstall with a robbery and a 2-on-1 as Brandon Hagel can't score it.
Right there, McDavid not able to elevate the second one in fairness to him. He just gave a little bit too tight, but I'm sure if you ask Connor McDavid, he's got to put one of those in. And that is a huge factor that's not by the Dolstall. On the 2-on-1. The defender, one pass to get by him. 2. It shouldn't. But you got to go ahead and agree like that.
So that was a save that we're just talking about. Czechia got there, so the scoreline probably should be where it is. It's still 2-0 Canada. Now they got to put one in the back of the net against Jordan Binnington. Flip back in behind the end boards now. Czechia keeps it in. Here is Spacek off the rim around. Played on the backhand. Intercepted now near the left side. Picked up now for Czechia up the spin and turn. The jerseys in red got it. Trying to get some chance from the point. It's deflected and across the side. And Canada, no problem. Good jumping play for Hronek. And we will see hand pass, I believe, is going to be the signal. 11:20 left to go in the middle frame. Again, it's kind of funny how I said that about 40 seconds ago, that Czechia needs a giant save from Dolstall. Got to get this goaltending matchup back to even. And then you got Hagel and McDavid off some 2-on-1s. And Dolstall stood on his freaking head to make that save. And I'm trying not to cuss when I say it, but that was an incredible save as it's sent back in behind for Marchand. Now Wilson got a piece of one of the guys in the air that blew the play dead, but it's an ozone draw now called Greco. Well, missed the slap shot badly And we're almost halfway through this game. It's still 2-0 Canada. Now Marchand off the lead in the middle. This one gets canceled off and funneled into the corner. Reinhart put this one back. Here's a chance from the point. They'll stall. Marchand trying to get a little too busy, and Jan Rutta going to come back over and say hello. That's the former B and lighting man in between Jan Rutta in the mix. Remember that in 2022 when they had the best record, but he ended up going to the Lightning and the Avalanche as far as the final. It was the first one that Cooper Hopkins and I ever called. It's always fond memories there. I'm trying to get him to jump on a Red Wings game with me at some point, but I know the man's very busy. And then he will be covering softball, I think, full time for CSUN. So I'm really happy for him to get that opportunity. But maybe also get a Tigers game alongside Justin Verlander coming back. So a lot to do. I know I'll catch up with him when the NHL resumes at the end of the month, probably into March at least, because we got a Red Wings Flames game upcoming not too far from then. Bennett, and on the tie-up, Sam will get this one back around to his teammate, Brad Marchand. Going to look for Bennett. This is canceled off by Filip Hronek. Now picked up now Radek Faksa try to get this one out. And Czechia will funnel in the corner. Chip ahead. This is a good play. Binnington going to come out of the goal crease to play it alertly, buy himself some space near the left side while Canada gets settled over their own end. This puck is held in at the line, they say. Czechia long shot be gloved down by Jordan Binnington. Again, he hasn't had to do too much. I know the shot board's 18-17 Canada, but the type of saves that he's had to make in comparison to Lucas Dolstall, I think hasn't been 10 bell grade just yet. As this is sent back in deep. Opportunity, Harley takes a hit. He gets rubbed off the puck. Mark Stone is the one who scored off an incredible lead from Mitch Marner. Here's Stone again. Full survey. Pass in the middle of the slot. That goes off the blade of Marner. And now Pasta will pick it up. Marner had an opportunity to lock and load. He just lost it in between his skates. Come down to a knee to stop that one with Sidney Crosby. And now Sid the Kid has got this one up the ice. As it'll be deflected now for Drew Doughty. Settle back down one more time for the Czechs and Michael Kempney. I think he's had a pretty good game. Here's Marty Necas. Necas, high slot. His pass connects and the backhand goes wide. As Theodore now trying to provide some pressure in the face of the point. As this is in the equipment of Pareko, they might have to blow the play dead, but they're going to keep it live. As this goes to the left side boards. Couldn't find it there for a moment. Here's a slap shot for Jan Rutta. This one will miss the net. Go back to Jan. He will flip this one down, turn, try to keep it in the zone, but the Canadians look to break out. Chance up the gut. You got Hagel on the right wing. Here's an opportunity for Nate Dogg. He takes a hit. He is no worse for wear, though. 8:40 left to go in the second. Runner with you in a solo call from Milano Cortina. Group A play starts today, day 2 of the men's hockey tournament in the Olympics. It's a 2-0 lead for Canada. Goal in each period. Connor McDavid on a one-on-one. Stick stop for Lucas Dolstall, and another hit behind the net. Czechia trying to pry it loose. Tomas makes his pass, and the second effort cannot connect as it goes back down the ice. It'll be blown dead against the Canadians.
Right off the side of the net. The threat is the defender there with the speed of McDavid. Only quicker. Back up 2 months.
4 shots on goal for Connor McDavid in this game is going to make it 5, and off the drive to the net. It's going to, I think, potentially go off his stick anyway and count as a shot, as this will be held by Lucas Dolstall. We will take a break. We're past the 10-minute mark of the second. And Canada's still got a 2-0 lead with a goal in each period. Come right back.
Quarterfinal action on the winter side tomorrow. United States and Italy USA with wins over Czechia, Finland, Switzerland, and Canada. A perfect 4-0. Karel have outscored their opponents 20-1. And looking into quarterfinal round matchup, United States and Canada have combined to win all 7 gold medals in women's hockey. Canada winning 5 times, and the United States twice. How about that goal that he scored by Layla Edwards the other night against Canada?
Can really shoot the puck for Team USA. And a chance to watch Team USA women practice a couple of days ago when Bush and I were in the building. And can really shoot the puck. Or put it into defense, by the way, right, Jimmy?
Yes, go back and forth throughout recent years.
So on the U.S. women's side of the bracket that is shown for U.S., looks like their next matchup is going to be against Czechia or Sweden. They're going to beat Italy and go to the semifinals, but that'll be interesting. And then after that, in the gold medal game, it's probably going to be Canada again. Here's a full sail clear from Czechia in the D zone. And now this will be flipped back in by Harley around for Dostal. Comes out of the crease to play it. This will be intercepted. Macklin Celebrini now trying to get a piece of it. Celebrini. This will be loose. Connor McDavid, and off the long part of the break, able to stay here with the coverage as this will be flipped back down the ice. Drew Doughty take a look behind him. Had a couple of forecheckers there for Czechia and Dominik Kubalik. Haven't called his name too many times. Good thunderous hit there for Tom Wilson delivered. Able to stay on his feet. Now Wilson going to go to the bench. This is not cleared all the way out. Sam Bennett now off the rush. That goes just wide of the blue paint. As Thomas Harley. Czechia looks like they're a little discombobulated here with 7:10 left in the second, but a stick lift there alongside. We'll settle this one back down for Matej Stransky of HC Davos. And now Marchand to the left side red line. This is onside now. Pastrnak able to find that space. He'll work his way to the right side. Dottie's unmarked. There's a slap shot off the tip of Blade of Pasta. That was stopped by Jordan Binnington. I was watching him the whole way as he was kind of lurking near the right dot, but he got in too tight off the redirect. And that's what allowed Binnington to make the save, as it's been iced at 6:39. Tom Wilson with a big hit. He's left his feet a lot to deliver those hits. And I'm being honest here. I know it's Radko Gudas. It's mean man on mean man, but still, got to be careful there for Tom Wilson. Make sure you don't get too much of a lead and you get a hit to the head. David Camp going to get set to take this one here for the Czechs. Another 1-1 on the offensive end, at least. They've done a good job in the circles. Just can't get one past Binnington. He's been on his P's and Q's. Kind of knew that. Again, big game netminder. Gives us one more time for Canada to ice the puck. 6:28 left in the middle frame. They're going to show the last chance up the slap shot. Pasta's there. It goes off his blade. It settles back down. And then what he tries to do is tuck it, because Binnington's right pad would have blocked it initially. He ran out of room. Hronek. Look for a lane. Deflected. Rebound stopped by Binnington and held. 6:10 left to go in the middle frame. Again, Jordan Binnington getting a couple of shot outs because it was a slap shot deflection from Pastrnak and then Ondrej Palat. And Binnington's starting to really dial in here alongside the St. Louis Blues Stanley Cup champion in 4 nations against the United States. And again, you get a good team around him. I think Jordan Binnington's the big game guy. And you talk about it yesterday on the other end for Hertl and Slovakia. And you've seen his numbers in the World Juniors. You get a good team around you. Again, when you have that much of defense around you with those forwards, I think it makes it that much easier to play goal. 5:30 left to go in the second. And this will be closed down slowly behind the net by Dostal. Now Sedlak will throw this back to his defensive partner. And have to start this one again. A pull back up the Czechia rosters. As this will be flipped back down by Canada. Length of the ice. This is the third straight time on about 4 sequences that have iced the puck. But again, you also have Karel, Vejmelka, Dan Vladar for goaltenders for Czechia. For goaltenders for Canada, you have Logan Thompson, who I think would be the backup. But if Jordan Binnington locks down this game against Czechia, Binnington may play every game. Now, in the beginning portion of the rounds, you can kind of dictate, maybe give him a day off, go to Kemper, go to Thompson. But I think Binnington's already proved within a period and a half that he's going to be your guy one more time. I don't think that's anything that Canada would laugh at when I say. I think everybody's going to agree there. And I really couldn't think of a starter for Finland when you're talking about Jonas Korpisalo or Jussi Saros or Kevin Lankinen. It's just not as strong of a goaltending group as Theodore sends this one back from the point. This is deflected in behind the net of Dostal. And Czechia has got 5 minutes in which to work with in the second frame. They have taken their turn to ice the puck. But I think they need to score right now. I don't want to go, if I'm Czechia, into the third period still down 2-0. Yes, the game is close. Yes, anything can still happen. But I think you really want to get one and make yourself feel better behind the net. Nathan MacKinnon, he got a cross check in on the side of Jan Rutta. Again, we talked about their matchup between the Avalanche and the Lightning in 2022. And Rutta was a little bit slow to get up. Theodore cancels it off into his own side of the neutral zone. As this will be flipped back in behind the inboards now for Michael Kempney. Pastrnak lost the puck. 4:25 left to go in the second. Shot board is 21-19 in favor of Czechia. And a long clear will force Dostal to hold. We're going to take one more step aside and probably get set then to cancel off the second period. Canada leads 2-0.
Reggie Dickens premiering February 23rd on NBC Peacock. If you feel held back by the weight of navigating financial decisions, we can give you the tools to help you break free from what's slowing you down. Credit Karma gives you personalized guidance to improve your credit, savings, taxes, and more. So you can find your way to money. Intuit Credit Karma, proud partner of Team USA.
CDW partners with you on your technology journey, designing and advising the right solutions while optimizing for mission-critical outcomes, so you can do amazing things. The world's greatest competition deserves the world's greatest technology.
We take you back to 1998 in Nagano. Canada and Czechia, semi-final round. That's a great one. It led to a shootout. Robert Reichel beating Patrick Waugh. Brendan Shanahan stopped by Dominik Hasek. 2-1, Czech Republic.
They're showing some highlights there of Nagano Olympics in 98 when Czechia beat Canada in the goal crease. In 98 for Czechia, you had Dominik Hasek, and for Canada, you had Patrick Waugh. So it doesn't really get much better than that. Again, Jordan Binnington, no slouch, and I would say the same thing for Lucas Dostal, but My God, I can't imagine what that would be like. But again, you got Canada 98. You got guys like Steve Eisman, Brendan Shanahan, Gretzky, everyone else there as well. Here's a chance out in front for Canada, and Dostal makes another save as we get an overhead camera shot, so I couldn't get any numbers. Picked up now for Czechia off the breakout pass, and one more time. This will be iced again. It's starting to become commonplace here. Get me a little irritated. I want to get going with this play-by-play, but keep slowing it down. As we hit a little past the noon side in the east, I'm a little more exhausted today than I was yesterday. I was feeling good, but the 2 days of getting up early in the row and doing the games kind of kick you in the butt. That's why we'll get some rest for Friday before my Saturday assignment at 5:30 with Voyager Sharks. Looking forward to that one more time. It is McDavid and Crosby that get knocked down to the ice, and somebody lost his stick. That's Celebrini. Picked up now for Ondrej Palat. Chance up the gut. Wrister. Good save. Binnington was a giant rebound, but it's canceled off in the right side corner. This is flipped down deep. Not been able to solve Jordan Binnington just yet. Not high octane chances yet, but Binnington stopped what he's been able to see. And that's the most important part. McDavid. This is stolen. They looked for Connor, and this is back into the neutral zone. And Thomas Hertl. Canada forwards in the middle of a change. They can't touch, and it could have been too many men on the ice as Czechia look to start this one again. And off the long end, Czechia wanted it too many men on the ice. It looked like there might have been 8 players, and the puck bounced it off with somebody's skates. As Doughty will flip this back to the left side corner. Pastrnak tries to steal. Canada look to break out now. Harley. Not too often he'll get to lead the rush as this is rimmed around the end boards now and slowed down. Brad Marchand has got it for a moment. Look for a back pass for Brad, and this one picked off. 2:45 left to go in the second. Joining with a solo call from Alana Cortina. Group A play, day 2. Canada's got a 2-0 lead on Czechia. Still close enough. Here's a chance up the gut. It's Horvat. Oh, he slides it through Dostal. 3-0. He was cut across the face in the first period. He says, take that. And Canada leads by 3. That might be the killer, ladies and gentlemen. Brad Marchand springs Bo Horvat. It's a forehand, backhand tuck for the 5-hole. And Horvat, again, who got cut in the face at the end of the first period when MacKinnon wanted the penalty. Again, we only saw his emotion. I didn't see Horvat at the time from the camera shot. It's now 3-0 Canadians with 2 minutes left to go in the second. Czechia, again, they're trying to hang in there, but they can't score against Jordan Binnington. And the preeminent chances haven't been there. I think a lot of those have been more long shots. Dostal has made some excellent saves in the second period, but Czechia has got to find a way to get the next one. They did not. Now they're down 3-0, and I think that might be it, but we'll see. Tomas try to get this one down to the left side dot. Still fighting for it now. There's a screen out in front. Sedlak now trying to help as this gets rimmed in behind the end boards. Good body contact there. Canada doing some work with Nathan MacKinnon on Gudas. A little bit of a puck protect there for Czechia on the right side. Devon trying to hold off the pin. Canada has just taken a 3-0 lead with 2 goals in this second period as Hagel can't get it out. 1:05 left to go in the second, but Makar. Hagel, touch pass, wrister right into the glove of Dostal, right with a minute left to go. going to get a secondary. Get back into the play-by-play in the final minute of the second. Canada's just taken a 3-0 lead. Bo Horvat with the latest. This is flip back in behind the end boards. Get back into my notes. Celebrini had it for a moment. Just want to make sure I don't miss anything. Stone had it in the corner, but he got Stone and Horvat with the goals in the second. Macklin Celebrini from the first. Down low for McDavid. This one gets sticked away. Down to 25 seconds. Back in behind the net of those stalls, Connor McDavid can't dispossess with the puck, sets up a 1-T. That one goes wide. Harley, who just got a secondary assist on the goal, that pass too hard and off the inboards. And Canada's got to reset. No matter, because they can skate it all the way back in their own zone if they want to. Down to 5 seconds. Here's McDavid. This pass missed. It's put toward the net, but Canada scores twice in that middle frame. And they add to their lead. Czechia is still kept off the board. It's 3-0 after 40. And I said Czechia needed the next goal. It belonged to Bo Horvat instead. I think this game might be done. And if Czechia does not find a way to get a goal, I would say in the first 6 or 7 minutes, you got to do it way before the 10-minute mark. I think they're going to run out of time. That was a sick play from Marchand. He got forehand backhand to Horvat, slid to the 5-hole. Those stall, and that might be the killer. We come back, we'll call the last set of 20. I think that's all we'll need. Whew. Give you the reset as far as the stats. Shot board now 23-22 for the Canadians. It's been pretty even around 10, 12, 11, 10 shots. This one now 12-11 in the period for Canada, 23-22 total. Again, as mentioned, they don't track hits. Face-offs, though, are now 24-21 Canada. And that would make it 13-9 in the period for the Canadians as well. So now they're leading on the shot board. They're leading in the face-offs. Maybe starting to get that lean with the depth that they have that no one else can ever manage. Again, that's like USA women's hockey in comparison to Canadian men's hockey. I think they clearly have the best team. No one's going to argue that. You can talk about goaltending, but if Jordan Binnington plays the way that he does, all you really wait for is for the United States and Canada to play each other. Now, they wouldn't do that until you get to the medal rounds because U.S., since winning the Worlds with Tage Thompson, are in Group C. That's the easiest one, and I don't think there's going to be any sort of intrigue until we get to the finals there because U.S. are going to easily be able to get to their group. Canada should be able to easily get to their group, and then we'll see what goes on with B. I think B, as we talked about yesterday, in between Slovakia, Sweden, and Finland is the very interesting group, as you have 3 out of the 4 alongside Italy. Italy played hard against Sweden yesterday, but I don't think they're going to be able to hold. But that would be the one that would be really interesting to see who comes out of that one, because talk about it Friday, 6:30 in the morning, when you got Sweden and Finland playing against each other. If Finland loses, they go down and lose the first 2 games. They're going to put themselves in a pot of boiling hot water that they might not be able to get out of. So that's going to be a must-win game, I think, for them to try to get the best matchup that they can. They got to win on Friday against Sweden. So at the start of the second period, Celebrini robbed by Dostal. They get the play from the Theodore deflection. Marner drives the left post and off the leap, gets to Stone for the slam dunk finish from left to right. That was a pretty sick play. Brandon Hagel robbery, Connor McDavid, those guys combined can't score on the 2-on-1 as Dostal makes an unbelievable save. Pastrnak then canceled off from the slap shot deflection, and Ondrej Palat as well. Jordan Binnington then starting to look like his St. Louis Stanley Cup champ form and the Four Nations winner from last year. Marchand's pass brings Horvat up the gut in the middle of the ice. It's a 3-0 lead for Canada after 2. And again, as mentioned one more time in your reset, shots on goal 23-22 for Canada, 12-11 in that period. Faceoffs 24-21 for Canada, 13-9 in that period as well. So starting to take advantage of all of those numbers. I think the foot traffic with everyone else that's streaming this game, I wouldn't expect to get too much today. We got a lot yesterday. I think about 800 views in between Slovakia and Finland. But again, this one may be going as expected. Maybe going as expected for what it should have been for Finland yesterday, but Slovakia took a 4-1 win. I'm just going to do one little quick reset here for the earlier game because I just want to see who scored. And then we'll pull back up into this full time, finish it off, and give you the coverage. So for Switzerland, they won 4-0 against France. That doesn't come as a surprise. I just wanted to see who scored. J.J. Moser, one of the NHL players, and then Timo Meier with a couple of goals at 10:08 and 16:13 of the third period from Kevin Fiala and Moser again, and then Kukin and Roman Josi. Giannoni was another goaltender of record for Team Switzerland. Leonardo Giannoni saw him a little bit in the Worlds. So again, he's still doing the same job for the Swiss. Love to see that. He loves to play overseas. When we looked at his elite prospects role, again, we're going to look at this again. I believe he's in his mid-30s. Yeah, he's 38, so a little bit older than that. He was born on the same birthday as me in August. But again, you look at some of his stuff that he's had throughout the Worlds. He is a multi-time champion. He is very comfortable, and I don't think he ever really wanted to play in the NHL. He's just made a career for himself overseas, made himself some money, and enjoyed himself. And that's exactly what you need to do. As they got a good win over France, won 4-0. Again, you don't expect France to be able to be competitive on that end. Let's see who was in goal for them, though. Antoine Keller, the 21-year-old, who I'm not familiar with. Again, late games today. I shouldn't say late, just 3:10. You got Germany, Denmark at the same time with Latvia, USA. I wonder what kind of squad Denmark has, because Germany will be led by Leon Draisaitl, Moritz Seider of the Red Wings. But you don't expect any problems for Team USA against Latvia. Be right back.
They do against Czechia. 3-0 after two. The third period on the way right here on USA Network. We'll be back with that. And we'll see you after the game. Enjoy Olympic hockey back on the biggest of stages. Another day. Same pain, same meds, same struggling perception. Injections like Humira and Enbrel work similarly to treat moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis or psoriatic arthritis. But if your symptoms haven't improved enough, Rinvoq works differently. It's a once-daily pill that can rapidly relieve RA and PSA joint pain, stiffness, and swelling as fast as 2 weeks for some. Even after 3 years, many people felt this.
We're going to get settled here in a few minutes and start the third period. Canada still leads Czechia 3-0.
Serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occur. See the event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Don't be alarmed if you have these events, infection, FBRC, smoke, heart rate, or play. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Do something different. Ask your doctor if switching to Rinvoq is right for you.
Hi, I'm not real. I've been created by artificial intelligence. So has my artificial mother over there cheering me on. But don't be artificial like me. Instead, reach for ice cold flavored sparkling water from Liquid Death. They have less sugar, huge flavor, and no artificial sweeteners. You won't
believe it's not soda, but you might believe I'll be the end of humanity.
We changed the game with Ollie, your viewing guide to the Winter Olympics. Ask Ollie about tonight's prize value. Scan the QR code or visit NBCOlympics.com/OLI to step way back to the first period. One, right after you go.
And there's lots of natural light and great flow. And before we head upstairs, you should know there were only 4 bedrooms.
Oh, no, they're not all moving in. They're going to thrive in helps me plan my finances. Family vacation, my wife's flower shop, and my parents.
And they're not all living with you. We might.
Shall we? Plan your finances and people, causes, and communities you love with Thrive, where money means more. Some trips are coming beyond words. By land, by air, by sea, no one connects you to Alaska like a princess. Princess Cruises, book now. Introducing new frosted sodas and floats. Only at Chick-fil-A. Everybody come clap your hands. I want you to know what you say. You got to smile. Be proud. Spin and slide like an original. The original Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new frosted sodas and floats. Only at Chick-fil-A. Here, hold my Legos.
Back of the line, Team Canada leading Czechia 3-0. Macklin Celebrini on the deflection late in the first period. Got 2 goals in the second. Beautiful setup in Clark to Mark Strong. And then Brad Marchand playing the streaking Global Horvat. Rico stop. 3-0 Canada. Eddie Albert, Eddie Olczyk, all 3 goals scored by first-time Olympians. And you know a thing or two about making your debut at the Olympics? 1984 in Sarajevo, 17-year-old Eddie Olczyk represented Team USA. What are some of the memories that come streaming back?
We had the unbelievable pressure and privilege to try to follow in the footsteps of the 1980 Miracle on Ice team in Lake Placid. To be able to play as a 7-year-old was, it helped set me up for the rest of my life. It really did. To play in the Olympics and represent Team USA was something I'm still so proud of during this very day. And I'm glad we have footage in there, and it looked like it was in color there, which thank you for.
We'll get set for the start of the third period again and talk about it alongside, I believe, Eddie Olczyk said 1987, able to go ahead and play for Team USA, get some camera shots of that and see him score goals as a 17-year-old. That's going to be one of the greatest thrills of his life for Eddie O. Again, Canada leads 3-0. You have goals from Mark Stone and Bo Horvat in the second. That was a beautiful pass from Marchand. And then the opening one that was scored for Canada from Macklin Celebrini. Sedlak now on his own end. Czechia, again, we talk about needing that next goal. It didn't get it. That belonged to Bo Horvat as it was bounced away from Dostal. Dostal didn't do anything wrong in this game, but again, you still got Karel Vejmelka and Dan Vladar. Is very capable as Kubalik tried to chase. This was cut off by Binnington near the left side of the red line, and the first minute of the third period has expired. You feel like we're just waiting for the game to run out at this point. That's unfortunate, but that's kind of the way that it is. There's a good reverse hit, and it really wasn't that Czechia played all that badly. It's just the danger chances haven't been able to be added in any sort of suspect. This is slam backhand. Picked up now for Macklin Celebrini. It's chipped away and try to recollect here for Czechia, but that was just bounced away from a stick blade of Martin Necas. Not used to him wearing number 98. This is flipped in behind the end boards now. McDavid will watch this one go back to Dostal instead off of a back pass, and we'll have to keep it going in the Canadian offensive end. No goals allowed in the 204 minutes and 19 seconds this first period of the 2014 Olympics with the NHL players entering the third period. So Canada will lock the game down late when they have the lead. That is always the sign of a good team and a championship team at that, when you're able to do it consistently. Now, this isn't a shot for me to say this. You got to be completely honest. I don't care what type of level of talent you have. I know Canada is at the max of that brim. But what I'm saying is if you can do that consistently, that is exactly what you want to be able to do. It's not their fault that they have all the talent full bill to shoot from. As it's knocked down, picked up here and off the screen for Ondrej Kasha. He's from HC Libna, the former Bruin. He's settled back down by McDavid. He'll go ahead and take his change for John Cooper's squad. Harley sees that. He'll let the forwards change, and Canada can start from left to right. Again, they are in the white jerseys with the black pants and the red leaf. The Czechians are in the all red with the blue helmets. I always like that one for Czechia. Same thing for Finns for the Sumis, as this will be sticked away. David Tomaszek try to get a piece of it. And now Monte Strasny from HC Davos will watch this one go down the ice. Picked up on the backhand now for the defense. And Radim Simic. Simic now will push ahead with a reverse hit. Binnington out of his goal crease will go ahead and make the stop. Pair of 50s are also available there, but you got Lucas Dostal number 1 against 50. Jordan Binnington 50 is also the number for Karel Vejmelka, in case anyone was wondering. Kempney. And off the drop pass for Pastrnak. Throw this pass up the gut. Canada carrying 7D today, and it certainly looks like it, because right now, nothing going on in the first 3 minutes, 10 seconds of the third period. Radko Gudas gets stick lifted. Good forecheck here by Sidney Crosby, and they'll slowly. And off the back pass, Pastrnak steals it. He's got Ondrej Palat, Pastrnak on the left wing. Here's a wrister that was Hertl, and that was canceled off by the stick of Binnington. Sid will take a long flip back down the ice. And this will get settled back down for Tomas Kudnerik. Kudnerik's got it. He got a lot of size, about 6'4" from what I can tell. David Kampf. And off the drive on his forehand. Throw this back out to the point, but it's deflected by Canada. And he is gone on a backhand. And Lucas Dostal makes a save near the left post, and that's all it takes. Martin H. got it now, member of the Avs. He's on his backhand puck protect. He makes the save as Jordan Binnington. Binnington stopped all 24 shots he's faced, still stole 22 of 25, but those high quality chances have been tough. as this is off the glove. It might have hit Dostal actually in the mask, but it doesn't get dislodged off the second attempt. As Sedlak will watch this one get sent in, and we will get a whistle as the puck was played with a high stick. We'll blow it dead at 15:21.
Couple of Stanley Cup winning head coaches, John Cooper with 2, Bruce Cassidy of the Vegas Golden Knights.
Ozone draw win as spot check lets it go from a sharp angle. Let's go back to the right side red line. Kuznerek will play this pass ahead. Picked up now off the chase. That was Lucas Sedlak. As this will go back to spot check. Spot check, outlet pass. This is a good one here for Ondrej Kasha. Kasha now gets rubbed off against the boards. This will be settled back down. Marchand on his back skate. Cale Makar will start it from his own end. Like what Canada's doing here. They're kind of taking the air out of the tires. They're letting everyone change. You got a 3-0 lead. They're playing it smart. They're taking their chances that are there, but they're not forcing anything. And John Cooper is one of the best tacticians that you got. Again, you got supreme talent across the board. Shouldn't be any problems, but still, I think you're playing this game the right way. And that's the type of stuff that I like to pick up on. Is Jordan Binnington on his back pass. Good play there for Crosby. Now Stone. Mitch Marner will throw this one back down amongst the inboards. Good body check. And this is sticked away by Dostal. Looking for the wraparound. Sidney Crosby cancel off. What a feather of a pass. But that eludes Colton Parayko. He'll go back to pick it up. 13:55 left to go in the third. Canada up comfortably 3-0. Again, the intrigue that you had from Slovakia and Finland yesterday. I know the scoreline got away late, but I mean that one was still nip and tuck. And Canada feels, even though Czechia hasn't played all that badly, I feel like they've had all their space taken away from them in this third period so far. Now on the backhand, it's Hagel. Tomas Hertl with an attempt to at least get this across the center ice, as it's Harley on the left side. Here's a flip. Played in nice off the inboards. Hagel to MacKinnon, and that one will go wide. Picked up across the right side red line back to the Bolt. Brandon Hagel, former Blackhawk. As this one goes D to D. A little bit too wide and off the inboards. Have to start this one again. Hagel trying to pick it back up, and Czechia is there to clean it up in their own end. Pasta. Got to get dragged on the backhand. What a windmill. He gets himself the space. Pass across. And this one saved by Jordan Binnington. He made something out of nothing there, did Pasta, but that's how good he is. 12:45 left to go in the third. Pasta is better with Pepsi. He almost got a full one there. Settle back down now for Harley. And start again for Doughty. Running across the left side dot. Attempted backhanded pass will be knocked away. And we'll see what the call will be at 12:31. Looks like an interference penalty. Not sure who it was on. It might be Czechia. Looks like Dominik Kubalik is going to go to the box. We did not have any power plays to tell you about in that second frame. And if I correct myself, let me go back into the notes from period numero uno. It was just one power play for both. So just Canada's second power play, just one for Czechia. Not a lot really infractions, not too much dirty play. Tom Wilson had a couple of high hits, but again, that's nothing new. We come back, we'll get a Canadian power play.
We're all that mindset of goal or nothing.
Look at the United States practice yesterday. They get set for their opener here in the lot. 9:10 p.m. local, 3:10 Eastern of the United States.
So I got my correction thinking of Kenny Albert. Again, it really wasn't a correction. I just didn't know this. So the 3:10 starts for Eastern Standard Time for us in the U.S. are 9:10 starts in Italy. So that's why it makes sense that 3:10 is the latest. So this would be pretty much the dinner time game, essentially on that side, close to that when you get in from the 10:40 start. So now that makes a lot more sense to me. Again, they're showing Group B. Again, you got Sweden and Slovakia with the wins, Italy and Finland. Italy is actually the third seed in terms of the goal differential at this point. And that's not what Finland wants to see, being dead last, because they got to play Sweden at 6:30 tomorrow morning. Another chance to the right side, Dot, as we get that overhead camera I don't care for. As it is McDavid cross ice pass and a goal. And that's why I don't care for it, because I couldn't see it all that well. I just know Connor McDavid had it, and Nathan MacKinnon will throw it in the back of the net. No problem. It's a 4-0 lead. So Nathan MacKinnon from McDavid, Crosby, where have we heard that for? Oh yeah, as early as Four Nations. It's a 4-0 lead for Canada over Czechia, and the route is officially on at this point. Again, the shot board 27-25, but as I've said, it's just not been dangerous enough for the Czechia plays. And Binnington, yes, he stopped all his shots so far. I just haven't seen the preeminent chances, a lot of outside ones at that. As Binnington gets knocked down amongst the goal craze, I wonder if Czechia is going to start to play a little more physically. Outstretch here for Marchand as he gets taken down on his heavily padded wallet. And now really starting to get physical here. Makar, he can walk in, and he gets denied there by Dostal. Christiadenik will send this one back as Cale Makar has got it. Good pass. Left side slapper, and Dostal will close that 5-hole with 11-19 in the third. Get back into the play-by-play in a moment. We're just going to type this one down. So power play goal, Nathan MacKinnon. From McDavid and Crosby. Hronek's going to play this past the left side dot for David Pastrnak. And we're almost halfway through the third period as Pastrnak gets done. This game is starting to get very physical now after that fourth goal was scored. MacKinnon off the leave, and that one just picked off by Czechia. See if they can get something off the rush. It's a 1-on-2, and this will get knocked away. That was Kubalik was the one that let it fly. He was one that was also in the box that gave up that fourth goal as Radko Gudas have to start this one again. Picked up on the forehand for Marty Necas as I pull back up my Canadian rosters. Again, Zeph Jarvis didn't draw in the lineup today. Darcy Kemper was already in the skate. He did not play. So there's a couple other guys. And alongside, I think Travis Sanheim also not suited up today for Canada. So they do have some depth that they could use for the other games if they want to give guys a rest. Picked up on the backhand now, as this will be recollected for Roman Cervenka. Canada will get it out. Flip this one down the ice as it's spot check. David spot checking. Watch this puck get turned over. Macklin Celebrini across the right side bumper is back out there with Connor McDavid. McDavid just had an assist in the power play time with Nathan MacKinnon. Wilson sent it toward the net. This goes off a stick of Dostal and up and on a play. 9:23 left to go in third.
Canada in control. Leading Czechia 4-0 following the power play goal. Nathan MacKinnon.
At Enterprise Mobility, we never stop looking for new mobility solutions. Because sometimes the best road forward is the one you didn't expect.
New Pepsi Prebiotic Cola, in original and sheer vanilla. The Pepsi taste you love, with no artificial sweeteners. It's unbelievably Pepsi. Unbelievable. Try it now. Pepsi Prebiotic Cola.
Czechia trailing 4-0, but what an honor for David Pastrnak of the Boston Bruins, flag bearer during the opening ceremonies last Friday.
That's cool.
Draisaitl for Team Germany. The Edmonton Oilers star. Wearing the flag for his native country.
Czechia trailing 4-0, Catherine.
Well, Palat has represented Czechia internationally.
Pretty cool scene that we just showed before we're going to get back into the play-by-play here is David Pastrnak was one of the leading flag bearers for Team Czechia. Yes, I know they're getting pumped in this game 4-0 by Canada, but they're also talking about for Team Germany, Leon Draisaitl was able to do that. When you get to go out and lead the Czechian athletes or the German athletes or whoever represent your nation, that's another moment that you'll never forget. Czechia is still a really good team, but Canada really showcasing, especially in this third period, as Fox up. Now to the right side bumper. Good save for Binnington. Close it off with the right pad. And we got 9 minutes left to go in this third period of action. John, here with you on the solo call. I imagine a lot of these ones are going to be in the Olympics. We'll be back for more coverage at least as early as Tuesday, and then probably at least try to get the Sunday gold medal game, and I would think Thursday for the quarterfinals to begin. So Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, probably at least, if I'm looking at my pairings. I'm going to do this in between the live call now, just to kind of get the bearing straight for anyone that does listen in. But when we go into the pairings for next week, kind of think of it like the WJCs as a 2-week tournament. Tuesday begins the playoff qualifications, so we'll have one of those there. There's 4. Wednesday starts the quarterfinals. Friday begins the semifinals. Saturday is a third-place game. Sunday is a championship game. So what I'm looking at, as Binnington makes the save, is a guarantee on Tuesday that we'll get one of the qualification playoffs. If I can't cover a quarterfinal on Wednesday, we will still have Friday and Sunday. So Tuesday, Friday, Sunday will stamp, and we'll see what we can do about Wednesday. But Tuesday, Friday, Sunday, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday next week will be your Olympic coverage for men's hockey from what I'll be hitting on the YouTube and X Space. As this is picked up now, Canada's got a 2-on-2. We got Crosby toward the right side wing, but a long shot elected by Bennett will be held by Dostal. 8:06 left in the third. But I wanted to let you guys know about my upcoming schedule for next week. Again, I'm going to try to get that in. Alec Nava thinks he's going to be able to join for the championship game. That's going to be set 10 days from now, next Sunday, 8:10 in the morning. So we're both going to be tired on that one, but I'm not going to be tired enough to say if it's maybe U.S., Canada, or however else it's going to flip out. That's going to be must watch even in the morning. It's just somebody's going to be really mad, especially if Canada ends up winning, and then you have the whole morning to think about it against the United States. But they're the favorite team for a reason, and they're looking really good right now on this third, as it's Cale Makar and off the drop pass. But I really want to see the United States play Canada. I want to get that reignition of the pilot light of four nations and brought into the Olympics because we know what the intensity is going to be. I know I can say that as a selfish American fan. I still like a lot of the other international teams. Slovakia was a really fun dark horse against Finland yesterday. There's a lot that's left that could happen. And Sweden still look good, but I don't really judge anything in between Italy. This game means a little bit more for Canada because Czechia is better. 7:10 left to go in the third. As this one will bounce in off the glove. This will be settled back down. Ondrej Kasha was the one that sent it deep. And now Canada can go left to right for the rest of this third period of 7 minutes worth. Don't have to do much. Again, it was a needless penalty for Dominik Kubalik on interference that turned into a power play goal. Canada went 1 for 2. Czechia only 0 for 1 on the power play. Most of this game has been played on even strength. Shots are 33-26 for Canada. Now to the left side point, tipped and in. Nick Suzuki on a backhand just kind of aims that one in off of a no look, and it's now 5-0 Canada. How did that one get tipped? I know Nick Suzuki scores it, but it was a little bit of a deflection there from Connor McDavid. So McDavid throws it on. I don't think Suzuki really got a full extend on that. It kind of went off his blade and up. He had to kind of deflect it as he was moving, I think. And that's how he scored it. Canada's got 5 goals on 34 shots, and Lucas Dolstall's on the hook for all of them. I don't think he's played poorly, and again, I wouldn't take his spot. Again, you're talking about, as I mentioned yesterday, and between Kevin Lankin and Yusei Saros, and who was available there for you in the mix of the netminer's side. But even for Jonas Korpisalo, I think there could be a goaltending controversy, but all that's left to do for Czechia is flush this last 550 and think about the next game, because I do agree with Brian Boucher as part of the business like for Canada. I love the way that they locked it down, especially in this third period, and then still found a couple of goals of offense. Pastrnak is having his stick kicked away, and he's got a little leverage there with Tom Wilson as it's Colton Parayko. Down the left side red line will send it in. But John Cooper is the guy. Again, you got a lot different coaching staff than you ever would have for World Juniors. He's not going to tolerate any kind of nonsense. And you want to make sure you guys win gold and nothing else, because that's what it's about. The shot from Bennett. It's tipped wide, looking for Reinhart. Back in behind now for Sam. This will go at the point to Cale Makar. Here's another wrister. This one hits the glass, but it would have been wide open. Could have been 6-0 if it went to the top right corner. Cale Makar. Down to the final 5. And as we sit to the final 5, that's how much Canada leads by, 5-0. I do find it hard to believe that Czechia doesn't have a goal on the board. But again, as we said, most of their shots have been from long distance. Binnington really, again, 26 of 26, that's great. I don't think he was tested all that much. Maybe a couple times in the first and second. That's about it. This is picked up on the backhand now. Good defense there by Drew Doughty. Cancels it out in front. Stone now leads for Marner. Marner content to dump this back in behind the inboard. Stone gets a retrieval. Slap pass. Crosby. Dolstall looking for it. This goes back to the left side high slot. It's Sid. Back pass now for Stone. Lets it go back and behind the inboard so Marner can try to chase it. We'll get there first as number 93, the former Maple Leaf. Send this back on the inboards. He went to Mark Stone, the Vegas Golden Knights in the offseason. This is back out to Mitch Marner. Colton Parayko slowly back in one more time. This goes up the stick, a spot check. And now this will be recollected here for Czechia from center ice. Marty Natras had it for a moment. Up the gut here is Nathan MacKinnon. Wrister sails it high. Settle back down there for Shea Theodore. Next, Suzuki, who just scored. One-timer, what a setup from Suzuki to Brandon Hagel. And Dolstall one more time makes a big save. It's too bad it doesn't matter as much with the score line, but a good stop there for Dolstall. Oldest Canadian player to record a point in Olympic hockey history, Sidney Crosby, 38. Terry O'Malley, 39. Harold Simpson, 38 in 1932. O'Malley in 1980. Sidney Crosby, if the Olympics still go on another 4 years from now, he'd be 42. If he still wants to play, I think Sid would get another opportunity. I don't know if he'd be the captaincy at that point, probably just from the age tenure. But as far as his ability to play at 38 years of age, Sidney Crosby is still one of the very best players in the world. There is no doubt in my mind, not even the NHL, but the world. And I hate that they show this against the United States and Canada, but that was against Ryan Miller. And Canada won 3-2 as Sidney Crosby got the go-ahead. Stop showing that to me. You're going to give me nightmares again. Colton Parayko played in off the forehand, but again, you got to give him mad respect. 9 of 12 on the draws is Nathan MacKinnon now, 10 of 13 as he's been excellent. Canada has done everything right. Again, that's been the most impressive part to me, especially in this third period. To still find offense, to lock it down, and completely be on business. And that is what you want to see. Now, does it give you any fear on the side of the Americans? No, I don't think it will give you that. But I do think the players know, even on the U.S. side, they won't tell you this. I'm just going to say this outright. I think they know that Canada's forwards and defense group is better. They know it's going to take the most intense of compete level, but you got to be able to rise to the occasion. It's the Olympics. Anything can happen. I think the U.S. team is good. I don't know how favored they'll be. And look, we talk about what was going on with Jordan Binnington and his numbers, and I kind of cast that aside and said, hey, we know what Jordan Binnington's been able to bring, and alongside the St. Louis Blues, Four Nations, Stanley Cup champion, Four Nations champion, it matters at that point, right? Because it was a pre-Olympics cursor. You're talking about Connor Hellebuck now, Jeremy Swayman, and Jake Ottinger. For Hellebuck and Ottinger, their numbers haven't been very good. I know the Jets haven't been very good this year, and the Stars a little top-heavy, but the Stars have a really good defensive unit, and Jake Ottinger hasn't been all that great. If it's me, and on the United States, you could make the argument, and I don't think it's going to happen here for the U.S. coaching staff. You could start Jeremy Swayman in the medal rounds. He's been the best guy this year. So you talk about goaltending controversy on one end for Canada. It's not going to be one because Jordan Binnington plays big to the moments. You're going to have to find someone in the U.S. that will. They used Connor Hellebuck in the Four Nations. He could be fine at times, and I know he won the Hart last year, but I also could make the argument here from this year, if you want to talk about it, that Jeremy Swayman is capable of being that big game netminder. We'll have to see. U.S. has a ton of options. They got the most options of anyone, but I don't think they have one really selected. I know they're probably going to go with Connor Hellebuck all the way through because of the name standard, but sometimes it can be hot and cold. That's just me. 2:15 left to go in the third. As Kempney, we'll see this one go around. Again, Canada is taking complete control of this game. I wouldn't say from the word go, but I did mention to you by the time we get to the third period, we'll see how close it is. And it ended up not being. It kind of went the way I thought it would go. This is toward the right side. That I've been good on the predictions lately. As this will be settled back down again. Crosby takes a hit. Don't know if he should still be out there right now. As this is settled back down. Kempney's got it one more time. 1:40 left to go in the third, and all that's left is the crying to finish it off. Now, Czechia, nowhere near done as far as this tournament. Man, they got slapped in this game. As Kempney picked this one up off the end board, so flip the ends from right to left. David Camp will send this one up the ice. Camp now up the gut. He gloves it down with the hand. Try to send this one deep. It actually bounced off the zebra. We got $1:15 left to go for this is actually over. David spot check, but it's been over for a while now. So go back to spot check and Komisarek. Outstretched pass. Looking for an H's, but he's off. Final 60 seconds. Canada, all business-like. Lead 36-26 on the shot board. Everything to feel good about. Don't have a single complaint here from me. And I'm saying that as a U.S. fan. Settle back around for spot check. Stone, full survey. Get a chance to run a little bit more offense. Doughty sends it in from the point. That one will go high. Czechia. Push this one ahead. Now Cervenka will throw this one down deep. He's back to actually do some point duty with 25 seconds left to go in the third. John, out of here, join you for a solo call on this Thursday, February 12th. And on the opening day of Group A and Day 2 of Olympic hockey, looks like Canada is going to get their U.S. women, the Canadian men, 5 goals on the board. That's been the common number. Czechia, they're going to. Canada wins 5-0. Complete domination. They take over in the third. They close things down. Jordan Binnington gets a shutout. He'll get the celebration and have that on his stats. I don't think he had much to do. A couple good saves in the first and second period, but a lot of those shots have been from deep. And some of those ones for Canada were dink and dunk. No chance for Dostal. As far as high danger chances and 10 bell saves, Dostal probably had 5 or 6, and his team still lost 5-0. Canada in a rout. I will see you next week. We got the Sharks assignment on Saturday against the Voyagers at 5:30. I'll be back as early as Tuesday as we begin playoff qualifications round. It's a final from Group A. Canada wins 5-0. Talk to you later.
Call this game to Bennett. Pretty rusty, but I do love the fact that Canada brought physicality, unbelievable for the goal scoring, and showing the depth that Canada has. The goal scoring was fully on display in today's game. The Macklin Celebrini, the next star on the rise, and goal in front net, getting a stick on that. Mitch Martin, one of the best national hockey goals, was making score on his teammate. Stone, easy tap door, backdoor tap and pass, and then you went Crosby, McDavid, and then McKinnon. McDavid, McKinnon, the 2 leading scorers in the National Hockey League.